What's up, everyone? Welcome into the Cannonballs podcast. As always, I'm one of your hosts, Dane Cannon. Co-hosting with me today is
your boy, Jackalos in the mail. Hello.
And guys, we are officially at week 7 predictions. If you guys didn't already check out our power rankings episode, we did cover Thursday night with the Jacksonville Jaguars traveling to the New Orleans Saints. Jake and I did start off with differing opinions. I took the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jake took the New Orleans Saints. If you guys want to hear our breakdown, as minimal as it may be, we kind of give our thoughts and opinions. Check it out at the end of our power rankings episode. Follow us on our Instagram here. Like, comment, subscribe. Anything you can and do to help out the channel to grow, we would greatly appreciate it. Jake, you have anything to add before we get into week 7?
Nah, this is going to be a longer episode, guys. We're going to make it. We're going to try to stretch this. We're going to try to stretch this one out. We're going to go in detail for each game. No, I'm just joking. We're going to try to breeze through this, starting with Sunday morning. I don't think there's any London games, if I'm right, Dane? I think they're done.
No, I think the London games are done. We had 3 back-to-back-to-back. So I think that we are officially done with the London games, so no early mornings, thank God.
I think there is a Germany game sometime later in the year.
Oh, you're right. There is a Germany game. Holy shit,
so
4 international games this year. That's crazy.
I think it's the first time. Maybe not. Probably not. All right, so we already covered the New Orleans Saints and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Sunday morning, we are going to cover first game of the weekend, Cleveland Browns at the Indianapolis Colts. This one might be a good game. Might be a defensive battle. I'm going to go Cleveland.
I'm going to go Cleveland as well. Even if Deshaun Watson isn't in there, even if it is PJ Walker, I think the Browns are going to be too much for Gardner Minshew personally. And they're going to shut down the run. Like, Jonathan Taylor and Zach Moss are going to have to get it going in the passing game. But I expect Deshaun Watson to be out there. I don't know what's going on with his contusion. That's just a bruising, for those of you who don't know, to his rotator cuff, I believe is where his contusion is. But if he's out there, then I will definitely go Cleveland Browns. But either way, I'm going Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, I'm going to Cleveland Browns. I mean, look what they did to the 49ers. And I think the 49ers are a far better team than the Jets.
Only thing Indianapolis have going is they're at home. So that could play in their favor.
Maybe the Browns have a dud of a game, but I don't see it happen. So give me the Browns. All right, let's go on to the next one. Next 10 o'clock game. God. We have the Buffalo Bills traveling to the New England Patriots. I'm not going to complicate. Yeah, give me the Bills. I mean, they had an ugly one last week, but the Patriots suck, dude. I could see this team winning like one more game, if I'm being perfectly honest, the way they are playing.
Yeah. I mean, Bills and Patriots usually play tough, but I don't see it happening this time. I just see the Bills handing the Patriots another loss.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's a divisional game. Sometimes weird things can happen, but I just don't see it, man. I don't see anything to give me confidence in New England. So give me the Bills. All right, next game. We got the Washington Commanders traveling to the New York Giants. Fun one. It's pretty split down the middle as far as ESPN goes. NFL, my early predictors, I took the Giants. This is when I thought the Giants were going to be somewhat decent. The Commanders have had some ugly games. Do you know Daniel Jones is going to be back?
I don't think so. I think this is going to be a Tyrod game. It is at home for the Giants. However, if the Commanders can play like they did last week, I think that they'll win. If the Giants play how they did against the Buffalo Bills, this game could be more interesting. It could be a more low-scoring game than we give it credit for. But I just think that the Commanders are a better team. Like, I think Tyrod Taylor can make this more interesting. And if the Commanders defense plays like it did the first 4 weeks of the season, then the Giants can score as well, especially with Saquon back. I just don't see it happening. I'm going to go Commanders. It is kind of a up in the air game, even though it's a 1-5 New York Giants team. I think it's kind of up in the air, but I'm going to go Commanders.
I definitely think it's up in the air. The Commanders don't give me confidence in taking them. I think they definitely should win this game or should be favored. But it's just hard. It's hard when they like play very badly at times. So I am reluctantly going to take the Commanders, but we'll see. Don't put money on it, folks.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I think that the Giants could play upset in this game.
Yeah. All right, next game. We got the Detroit Lions traveling to the Baltimore Ravens.
Finally, a good game. And Jake, you have been talking about how you want to see Detroit play like an elite defense. This isn't an elite defense, but it's a good defense. This is going to be a good test to see how good of a team the Detroit Lions are, especially on the road. So yeah,
I completely agree. I'm excited.
I don't know
for
what
this
the
game.
line. I am too. I'm very excited for this game. I don't know what the line is on this game. I don't know who's favored. I would assume that Baltimore might be favored by 1. Which means since it's a road game, Detroit would be favored by like maybe a field goal at home. I don't know what the stat line is.
I'll look at it right now for you.
But the Lions are hot. I think this defense is playing extremely well. I think that Lamar Jackson's going to have to be the X factor in order for them to win. But I'm going to go with the Lions, man. I'm just going to ride the hot hand. This is my offseason darling team. I think Campbell is just the right coach for the job. I think this is going to be a tough one, though. I think that this is going to be like a 27-24 game decided by a field goal. I'm going to go Lions, though, on the road.
All right. So the over-under is 42.5.
Okay.
And the Baltimore Ravens are favored by 3.
Okay. So it's pretty much a neutral game, depending on who's home.
Yeah, according to ESPN, Ravens are favored as well. We have to remember, the Lions in their infancy last year almost beat the Baltimore Ravens. If it wasn't for a Justin Tucker NFL record,
yarder,
NFL record field goal, right? The Lions would have won this game. I think this game is going to be close. I think what has me concerned for the Lions is the fact that they're going to be potentially out their 2 starting running backs.
Yep.
You know, David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. They're going to have to rely on Jared Goff. And Jared Goff, I've watched him for a long time. He was in the NFC West. Sometimes he has dud games. I could see this Ravens defense getting after him. I mean, they made Joe Burrow look like freaking Nathan Peterman. So I really do want to take the Lions. I do. But the Ravens really haven't shown me a whole lot either. Fuck. Yeah, I'm going to go Lions. I think they get revenge. I think I'm sure freaking, what the hell's his name? Dan Campbell was telling them all about last week. I'm sure they all know. They all remember what happened. So it's going to be a gritty win, but I think the Lions can do it. So
you're going Lions as well? All right.
Yeah. Real quick, I just want to see who I took for the early predictors. Yeah, I took the Lions in my early predictors. So, all right, next game. All right, this one should be the battle of mediocre. It's literally split down the middle. We got the Las Vegas Raiders traveling to the Chicago Bears.
And this is probably going to be backup quarterback versus backup quarterback, most likely.
Yeah. I think I'm going to take the Raiders here. I know Chicago, it's in Chicago, but the way their defense has been playing has, given me a little hope for them. I think Brian Hoyer is probably a better quarterback than someone I've never met. I mean, I've seen Brian Hoyer. Like he's had good games. He's a career backup, but he's had good games here and there. I don't know what the status of the Bears running backs are. I'm pretty sure Justin Fields. I will say this: if Justin Fields for somehow miraculously gets back in this game, I might take the Bears, but I think the Raiders, man. But this is a perfect Raiders game to lose. I don't know. Convince me otherwise. What do you think?
I'm not. I'm going Raiders as well. I think that the Raiders defense has been playing really well. I do not see Justin Fields out there. I think if Justin Fields is out there, it's a lot more interesting. And I think that the Bears have a much higher chance of winning this game, especially because they have DJ Moore. Him and Justin Fields have built that connection. The Bears defense has been playing a little bit better, but they're going to have to rely on Josh Jacobs this game because Jimmy G is not going to be the starting quarterback. And I think Brian Hoyer can get it done a little bit more than Aiden O'Connell. And, Jacoby Myers, Devontae Adams, they still have good wide receivers, and they're getting John Mayer involved in the offense a little bit more the last couple of weeks. So they do have a tight end who they can rely on as well. And because of the way their defense has been playing, I'm going Raiders.
Yeah, the Bears also have the 30th ranked defense, according to PFF. So, yeah, that might be a little bit of a matchup that the Raiders expose. I think on paper the Raiders are a better team, so they should win it. But you know what, the Raiders piss games away, so we'll see. Wouldn't bet on this game either.
Yeah.
All right, next game. This one's gonna be fun. All right, we got the Atlanta Falcons traveling to the Tampa Bay Bucks.
Division matchup.
Who you got, Dane? Have they already played? They haven't already played, have they?
I don't think so. This one is going to be very, very tight, I think, because both defenses have been playing pretty well. It's going to come down to quarterback play, and I think that I slightly lean Baker in that field because Desmond Ridder, as much as he's improved, he still has the costly interceptions, which is why pretty much the reason why they lost last week. He kind of handed that game away. The Falcons have a good running attack. The Buccaneers have a good run defense. Buccaneers are at home. It's a division matchup. I think this is going to be a low-scoring affair. I think it's going to be a tight game. I think it's going to be kind of like the Chargers-Cowboys. I think it'll be like a 2017 game. I think I'm slightly going to lean Buccaneers, mostly because of the home field advantage.
Yeah, this game is expected to be a defensive battle. I mean, it's over-unders 38.5. Bucks are favored by -2.5. So, it is going to be a defensive battle. I'm there with you. I think the Bucks, get back on track. They need a win. They had a rough loss against the Lions, and I do think Desmond Ridder probably plays about the same, but has a costly interception at the end because he's young and makes bad decisions at times. So I got the Bucks as well.
All right.
All right, next game. All right, Pittsburgh at Los Angeles Rams. Rams are favored by 3 points. Over under is 43. This one should be a fun matchup, to be honest. The defenses, Rams have a sneaky good defense. Steelers have a good defense. Dude, I expect TJ Watt to get after it. Honestly, I'm at least 2 sacks, at least. I could see this as an upset. I could see the Steelers winning this one. Who are you thinking, Dane?
This one is extremely tough because I don't think that there's necessarily home field advantage other than the fact that the Steelers have to fly, because Pittsburgh fans, they're going to roll through. LA is so diversified with all people from all over the United States. And, Pittsburgh travels really well to LA. We've seen it with the Chargers. We've seen it with the Rams before. So it'll kind of be a home field advantage in the stadium, but they do have to travel. The Rams offense is looking good, a lot better than expected. But like you said, TJ Watt, I think, does get after it. But I also think that Aaron Donald and Byron Young are going to get after Kenny Pickett, because I don't think the Steelers have a good running attack. And Najee Harris has not been performing well. The Rams have a pretty decent pass or run defense. This one's going to be a good one. This one, I kind of lean a little bit towards the Rams. I think that I trust Matthew Stafford very slightly over Kenny Pickett. I think Stafford has a lot more talent, but he has the costly interceptions. I think that Kenny Pickett is going to rely heavily on George Pickens. So if the Rams are able to shut down George Pickens, I think the Rams can get this one done. I'm going to go Rams.
So a couple of injuries to monitor. I believe Deontay Johnson is coming back for this game. And Kyron Williams is dealing with an ankle issue, I believe. So if they're without Kyron Williams, this team might become one-dimensional. I don't know if that defense is or that offensive line is gonna hold up. Yeah, I don't have the stones to take the Steelers here. I do think the Rams are a little bit better, so I'm gonna take the Rams here.
All right. Moving on.
All right, next game. All right, we got the Arizona Cardinals traveling to the Seattle Seahawks. I'm gonna take the Seahawks here. Home field advantage. I think I don't know. I mean, they had a tough loss against the Bengals. They're gonna want to get back on track, especially at home. I really don't see the Cardinals beating them. So yeah, I'm gonna go Seahawks here.
I'm going to go Seahawks as well. I think the Cardinals can make this one interesting. I think they kind of get back to their scrappiness a little bit. I don't think they're going to get dominated as much as they did by the Rams, but I definitely think Seattle's going to win this one, especially with the 12th man. I think that the Seahawks are going to be able to run on them with Kenneth Walker. I think Zach Charbonnet could be utilized a little bit in this game. And the Seahawks defense has been playing pretty well the last 2 weeks, so they can definitely get after Josh Dobbs. James Conner is also injured, so they can't rely as much on the running game. So, yeah, I'm going Seahawks.
All right, next game. We have the Green Bay Packers traveling to the Denver Broncos. God damn, this game is going to be so entertaining. Damn. This one's hard. This one's hard to pick.
This one's hard because they're both pretty bad.
Mediocre.
One thing that I will say is, even though Denver is the team at home and has home field advantage, Green Bay had a bye week, so they had a little bit more time to prepare for this game. I think Aaron Jones will be back. The Broncos do not have a good defense. I think that they just played the Kansas City Chiefs tougher because it was a division opponent. I'm going to trust the Packers because I think the Packers defense can get it done against Russell Wilson and this offense. I think, Jerry Jeudy doesn't want to play. The team doesn't want to play him very much. They want to ship him out. I think Denver's kind of just like getting ready to trade pieces away. And so because of that, I'm going Green Bay.
I'm very tempted to take the Broncos here. I still don't think the Packers are anything special, but I don't think the Broncos are good either. So I agree with you. I think they're going to start shipping people out. So yeah, I'm going to take Green Bay. Will I be shocked if the Broncos actually win? Not at all. So I'm going to take Green Bay as well.
All right.
Yeah, that's how much confidence I have in the Broncos. All right, next game, your boys. We got the Chargers traveling to the Kansas City Chiefs. Man. Let's see. Early predictors. I took the Chargers, actually. Interesting. They usually trade, right?
2 years ago they traded. Last year I think Kansas City beat them both times. See, here's the thing. Mike Williams, Arrowhead's like his favorite place to play. Mm-hmm. Ever since the 2018 season, he's just been their X factor. He just knows how to play in Kansas City. I don't know if it's what it is. He's just the most relevant Chargers player. They are without him. What I think is going to happen is the Chargers are going to be winning in the fourth quarter, and then they're going to blow the lead. I think it's going to be one of those tight, close games like the Chargers always have with the Chiefs. Like, the Chiefs aren't going to blow them out by any means. That's not going to happen. It hasn't happened for like over 5 years. Like, it's always been a close game. But I can't trust the Chargers. I can't trust my boys. As much as I love this team, I also hate them at the same time, just because it's that love-hate relationship. I think Austin Eckler can be utilized a lot more in this game, but they got to find a second receiver. Josh Palmer actually had a somewhat decent game against the Cowboys. Maybe he can step up a little bit against Kansas City, but Justin Herbert did not look good at all. Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, they don't have like the greatest offense, in my opinion. I don't think this receiving core is deadly by any means, but they have Travis Kelce, and he always has a field day against the Chargers defense. They're at home. I'm going Kansas City. I think it's going to be like a 27-24 game.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I really want to pick the Chargers. I do, but I don't know, man. I mean, maybe if they were hot coming off this win against the Cowboys, then they can go into Arrowhead. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, do I think they could beat them? Sure. I don't think it's out of the question.
I think that they can. I definitely think that they have the ability to. I just don't think that they do, just because it's the Chargers, man. It's the fucking Chargers.
That's literally the only analysis you need, because it's the Chargers. Because they'll probably look good and, like you said, be up, and then they'll piss the game away. Because, and you know, who better to piss the game away to? Patrick Mahomes, the comeback king, right? So yeah, I'm gonna go Chiefs, unfortunately, but maybe it'll be a good game. So Chiefs.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be a good game. Like, the Chiefs Chargers are typically always good games. They're always close games, but it's the same storyline. Like, the storyline isn't changing. So
this is probably going to be the game of the week, and I'm very excited for it. We got our top, actually, well, two teams in our top five.
Yeah, exactly.
Two in your top three. We got the Miami Dolphins traveling to the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday night.
Jesus Christ, man. God damn it.
So, you know, this isn't home. This isn't Philly. This is a very tough place to play. Last time the Dolphins played a good defense, they got smacked in the goddamn mouth. But
granted, that was a division opponent.
Yes. And the Eagles, they kind of, their secondary has been not as great this year. This is going to be a good game, man. Honestly, I think this is a lot. Like, if the Eagles can win this game, it's going to be on Jalen Hurts. If he can keep up with Tua.
I think the recipe for success for the Eagles here is the running game, because the Dolphins don't have a great rush defense, and they don't have a great defense in general, but their offense is high powered. This is going to be a high scoring game, in my opinion. I think this game's going to be in the 30s for both sides. I think it'll be like a 33-30 game. I'm slightly leaning Dolphins because the Eagles are dealing with injury in the secondary. Their defense is giving up points. Yeah, I'm going to go Dolphins in a squeaker. I think it's a field goal game. It is in Philadelphia, but it's not cold enough where that's going to play a factor for the Dolphins. But, they do have home field advantage. I just need to see more from Jalen Hurts. He probably has a bounce back week against this team, but by how much? So I'm going to go Dolphins in a high scoring affair.
Yeah, I think the Dolphins are the better team. So it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a tough one, but I'm gonna go Dolphins as well.
All right.
All right, and that means Monday night we have the 49ers going to Minnesota to face the Vikings. I'm just gonna get this one out of the way. I'm gonna take the 49ers, but there's a lot of injuries going on here. They're probably going to be without Christian McCaffrey. Probably, I doubt Debo plays. Honestly, I doubt Trent Williams plays. It's going to be a tougher game than we probably expect, but I still think they're the better team. I think Minnesota is garbage. And I think the 49ers are going to get a win here. Get back on track. They can't afford to take 2 losses. So, yeah, I'm going to take Vikings here. I'm sorry, 49ers. Jesus.
I'm going 49ers as well. I literally think the 49ers defense could win them this game, even if the offense struggles a little bit. I don't see them struggling. The Vikings defense isn't great. I mean, it's okay, but I think Purdy has a bounce back game. The Vikings defense is nothing like the Cleveland Browns defense, even with home field advantage and the skull clap or whatever the hell it's called. I don't think it's enough to derail the 49ers offense. And I genuinely think that there's going to be a pick six or a strip sack, a fumble recovery for a touchdown. I think the defense scores in this game for the 49ers. So I'm going 49ers.
Yeah. Yep. All right. That is our Week 7 predictions, guys. Under 30 minutes, so we really stretched that one out. You're welcome. But Dan, you got anything else to say?
No, guys, that's it. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for future episodes. Follow us on Instagram here. Like, comment, subscribe. Anything you can and do to help the channel grow, we'd greatly appreciate it.
Thanks for listening. And as always, peace.